Hello, Don here. Welcome to Podiatry Practice Mastery, where we're trying to get you to the $1 million mark and beyond. I'm Don. I put this together. I'm glad you've been enjoying some of these podcasts. I want to talk a little bit today about the difference between problems and opportunities. And I actually, this isn't my idea. I got this idea from a guy I like to follow. So if you want to know who I only listen to two podcasts right now. Alex Hormozi called The Game, and the other one would be Dan Kennedy. So Dan Kennedy's a marketing guy. Alex is kind of a marketing guy as well. But he talked about this neat idea that really made sense. So I think a lot of us, if you're listening to this, you might be like me. You are a collector of good ideas. And you probably collect good marketing ideas. You may have gone to a practice management course, or maybe have gotten coached before in the past, or maybe you've been to the AAPPM meetings or FABI, or been part of a mastermind. The problem with people like us that do that is we have a lot of ideas and we have a little action. A lot of ideas, little action. And usually it's because we are overloaded with other things to do. So we don't have the privilege many times as podiatrists to execute on our ideas. So Alex had this interesting idea of the difference between a problem and an opportunity. So what I've started to do is when I go to a conference and I have like a idea list. A lot of times we make these idea lists. I don't know if this has happened to you, but you make an idea list, but none of those ideas ever get done. And I've started to, so I have lists. I have like lists for lists. So I've tried lists on my iPhone. I've tried written lists. I've tried lists based on category, like at marketing and human, but none of those lists ever get done. That's what I find. So he had one good idea is like whenever you go to a conference, just take a Post-it note and just put three things and just say that's all I'm going to really try to get out of this course is these three different things. Okay, I think even three things is kind of monumental. What I found, and there's another good book that I like called Who Not How, and it's trying to figure out what can be done by other people. And I want to give you an example because I was talking to a doctor that just joined my Practice Mastery WhatsApp mastermind group. And he said, Don, I like to do the marketing, and I see the importance of doing the marketing, and I have some time to do the marketing. So he's been starting out, has this time. So certain weeks he has time, other weeks he doesn't have time. And he has a family and other things like that. So the challenge of doing marketing only when you have time is that there are times when you don't have time. So that's where I'm a big advocate of paying people to do things. So you can either pay people to do things that you don't like to do, or you can pay people to do things that you like to do that you're not that good at. So give you a couple examples. So I pay people to do a lot of things. I have them just errands around the house. Like they do my yard, they clean my pool, they clean the house, they do all these things for me, so I have this time back. But I'm buying this time back to spend more time with my family, so I'm paying for that. In the office, like for social media, I have Faye, who is my virtual assistant, who helps me with things in the office. So I like to write my newsletter, but then she publishes it and sends it out in the email, or her staff does, to all the other the people on my email list. I have Morali, who is my scribe, who saves me a lot of time, either during the day or at the end of the day, or so I can do these other things that I like to do. So I kind of buy my time back with that. So the idea of this list of problem versus opportunity is we have way too many opportunities than we have time for. I think you'll agree with me. You have an infinite amount of opportunities. So you have to figure out either what opportunities have the most leverage, or don't focus on opportunities, focus on problems. So this is what Alex says, and I'm still struggling a little bit with this, I want to be clear, but what he says is okay, if you take an area that's restricted in your business that's a problem, problems aren't fun to fix, but they'll have more leverage in the future. Okay, whereas opportunities, you're going to tend to find you're going to have all similar types of opportunities because they're the areas that you like. So opportunities are things that give you excitement, and problems are things that you avoid doing like the plague. So for me, opportunities would be doing marketing things, writing an ebook, recording a video, things like that are easy, that are fun. I'm just going to do it in a different way. Problems would be okay, how do I learn to do local service ads by Google? that does not sound exciting to me to learn how to do it. Like I want to learn, and a lot of times I've talked to people, they just give up because they don't have time to learn it. It might only take 10 or 20 hours, but for us, when we're busy in a practice, you don't have 10 or 20 hours. So you have a couple of options. One is you find someone that does it and you have them do it for you, or they do it for you and you learn as they're doing it for you, and then you can hire someone in-house. So that is kind of one of the ideas of you pay someone to learn something, to learn from them, and then you learn to do it yourself. And this would be kind of the ideal world. And I think that's the same way with like residency. You learn how to do surgery, and then you do it on your own. You learn from someone else. You go to a shockwave conference, you learn how to do it better, you're more confident, and you can do that. So this is kind of the takeaway is doing things like paying others to do stuff so you can get time back. And then with that time back, trying to learn to fix problems in your practice. Like, what are the things that are constantly frustrating in your practice? One way we've kind of found that helps a little bit with that is this WhatsApp mastermind. There was a doctor in there recently. He was, talking about associate contracts and how much he would pay his associate, and we all kind of chimed in. So having a group like that can be helpful. So that's something, if you're interested, let me know. Go to podiatrypracticemastery.com. You can learn more. Once again, email me, Don at Podiatry Practice Mastery. Tell me what you thought about this, what your kind of biggest struggles and problems are, and if I enjoy doing that, I'll make some content. I've realized if I don't like doing it, I don't want to make any content. Okay? Until next time, thanks.